It breaks it up into two sides. And within those, is there really anything to do? I mean, if I wanted to, this breaks this up. Do I really have to put parentheses around there? No. So right there, I'm pretty done. Yeah, I was thinking of this like my equal sign, and that's my super equal sign, right? It's more dominant than this guy. So let me give you a more complicated. Now, so these expressions I can make really damn complicated, just because all you're going to do is draw parentheses in. I'm not going to make you make true tables out of these. That's why I didn't care about putting a T there. I put an S in there, a B in there, I put whatever the hell I want to in there. You just got to draw parentheses in. So let's do a more complicated one. You can make a. There you go, Jeff. So what about?
So that will be the answer? You don't solve it? Yes.
Let's see.
So the S and the T are together?
Let me let everybody copy it down first, sorry.
So negative set, yes?
Yes, cool. I had a little trouble there, but.
How about the V? What's before the V?
Now, some of you guys are sitting there going, all right, this is what math people do. They make more complicated crap, more complicated crap. This looks disgusting as hell, but not if you think about what's going on. What's the most dominant symbol?
Equal.
The super equals if and only if,
Yes.
right? The double arrow. So immediately right there, that breaks this side from that side. Now you look inside there. Inside here, there's really nothing to do. There's just S or not T. There's really nothing to do there, right? Inside there, what can I do?
You can do that. You want to go for one first?
Or you can split it by the order.
What's the most dominant symbol in here? Yeah, this guy and this guy, right? So now you start to see why, like, do I make it like this?
Yes. No.
Or do I make it like this?
Like that.
No.
So that's where I want to show you an example. So if I would have made this thing like an OR, there would have been no question. You would have, that's the most dominant symbol in here. You break that apart from this, right?
I broke them both up and just put them around the Q and the X.
But see, that's, so if you do it like this, like that,
Then you have to do that
that's
first.
another way to do it.
Yes.
Sure, right? So if you have both of these guys in there, what's it trying to do? It's trying to break this guy off from this guy, off from this guy. Cool. I love it.
You would do
Because the next dominant symbol in here is these guys here. Right? And with that case, I always think about like 5 less than x less than 7. You guys have seen that before, like a two-sided inequality.
Yeah.
So you got a couple of symbols, but you don't care. It's this apart from this, apart from that. Cool. That's if you have to draw your parentheses in there. Right? So some of the problems in the home are going to get asked, use dominance of logic symbols to draw in parentheses. Right? And they might say, then make a truth table, or it might just say, that's all you got to do. Thank God we don't have to make a truth table off of this.
How can you just include the parentheses around the P and Q and the negation S and T?
If, I really want you guys to see this, if I would have done, what did you just say now? Sorry.
P and Q.
If I would have done this, that's assuming that that is more dominant than these, and that's just not true, right? In logic, dominant says you split it up amongst those. So the most dominant symbol was this one, right? So that tells me I split that side up from that side. Inside these parentheses, what's the most dominant symbol inside? The arrows. So I need to split that, from that, from that. The symbol that's the next most dominant wants to cut that piece off from the rest. Period. Right?
So why is in that whole equation you have multiple if-then signs? Why are they then not dominant over the if and only if sign? Because there's only one of those there.
No, so if I have 4 minus 7 plus 6 minus 11 plus 18 minus 9 times 2. I have a lot of pluses and minuses, but if I want to go strictly by order of operations, what would I do first?
Times.
Even though there's only one multiplication sign, it doesn't change its order of dominance, right? They don't team up against this guy. I know the word dominance makes it sound like King of the Hill, you're trying to knock somebody else off, but no. This symbol is the most dominant symbol. Immediately splits it up, right? Let me try another one, because that one I made a little more complicated than what you're going to see. What about, so if I have, oh man, there's my clothes. Okay. I really want you to see, if you just remember the dominance, and I try to make it easy. Super equal sign, double-sided arrow. Equal sign is like the arrow. Then the and the or, and then the negation. So it's pretty much, once you get these guys done, it's pretty much done. So who's the most dominant? Super equal, so the double arrow. Right? I don't really need, if you want to, you can put parentheses there. You really don't need to, right? It's already one thing, and you want parentheses around that. That's what the most dominant symbol does. It breaks it up into parts. Inside this part, what's the most dominant symbol?
The R T.
One arrow.
Negation T and or T.
Oh, okay. Just okay. I got you. So that's what you do, because the most dominant symbol is the arrow, the if then, right? So you do this. And again, you don't need to, but you can put parentheses there if you want to. Now, if you were going to make a truth table, what would you do first? If you were going to make a truth table, what would you do first? You would do this piece, the innermost. So that's why it's important to know, where do I put my parentheses? Because I can't make my truth table unless I know what the hell I'm going to do first. Right? Yeah.
Should we put another parentheses like this one?
Sure, you could use brackets if you really want to. Sure. Yeah.
Would the negation symbol ever be dominant in, like, anything? Like, would the negation ever be dominant over another symbol?
No, I think you're mixing it up. If I have this, if I have something already with parentheses in it, does that mean that the negation symbol is dominant? No, it just means that somebody wanted me to do this first. Right? So that would be, I would do that, and then I would not everything. So if I got like true, 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 false, the answer would be false, 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 true, because that's the not what I get, right?
Okay.
What would you do here?
I would not be.
Exactly, you're not the P, and then you would compare it to the S, and you'd be done, right? So this doesn't mean it's done, it just means that somebody put parentheses in there because they wanted me to do this first. If there's no parentheses, that's where you got to think, oh, dominance. You know, just like here, does this suddenly make subtraction itself higher than multiplication? No. It's the parenthesis I got to do inside the parentheses first. That's comes before multiplication. All right, maybe. So what I really want to try to let you do here is a little bit of practice, and then to make a point with section 3-4.
So those would just be the answers when you box that?
Say again? Sorry?
Those are just the answers when you box that?
Yeah, if the question just said put symbols in to show dominance, put parentheses in, you'd be done. That would be it. Beautiful. And they're never going to give you one with this many letters in it to make a truth table anyway. All right? Okay. So let me see if I can make this work. Where's all my dudes? All my guys? Hey guys, I see you guys. I want all my men to do this problem, and I want all my women to do the next problem. So this is the men problem. Here's the women problem. So it's going to be a truth table. Right? We're not going to cover men and women's problems. I just got a problem for you each to try. So the men, I want you guys to do this. Right, so not P or not Q. So make a truth table for that. It's only 2 letters, so it should be a little tiny truth table. And for the women, I want you guys to do this.
I'm not doing dominance?
No. Just make a truth table. I've already got the parentheses in there for you, so make a truth table for that. P, Q, make the truth table, 4 entries. True, 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 false. teacher, I'll treat myself as gender neutral. It's nothing about me in general life. I'm not trying to make any generalizations about life either. I did give the guys more work, but nothing about anything up here. Why did I give you guys more work? Because what do you actually have to write down before you can do anything?
False and not.
Yeah. So here you're going to put,
False, false, true, true.
and here you're going to put,
False, true, false, true.
and of course you got an or, so or is only
Only false and false.
only false, and they're both false, and they're both false.
Sign the first one.
Here. So that's your answer, right? And you're sticking to it. Ladies, what did you guys have to do first? Did you actually have to write any PQ values down? No, you got just P and Q. You already got those.
Yes.
And is only
Just
True is only true if both are true.
true, and they're both true, so it's only true here, right?
And everything else is false.
Okay? And then your last thing you got to do is to not those.
Yeah, just the opposite.
So that'll be
False, true, true, true.
same. Now let's step back and think about that. Very often, this is why it's so important to have everything in the right order. Alphabetical order, the same inputs. Because now I can see that maybe these statements are actually logically equivalent. If it's not true that you both did something, it's not true that you both did something, what does that mean? What could it be? If it's not true that you both did something, then either, if they didn't both do it, then either he didn't do it or she didn't do it. So if it's not true, right, the opposite, the negation, not they both did it, this guy and this guy, right? If it's not and, then it's either this guy didn't do it or she didn't do it, right? So looking at it from an English perspective, it makes sense that those are equivalent. They mean the same damn thing, right? So if I said, all right, I gotta leave, but I don't want you both to come with me, all right? What is it really? I either want you not to go or you not to go, because I don't want you both to go with me. Do you guys